welcome back to Soul Creative. This is Sarah. I'm here to share this fun little journal spot that you can put in your journal. What it is I made an example so I could show you what it would be. So what I intended it to be was on the front here. Let me find a scrap piece of paper. There we go. So right here is a mini little pocket in the front. That's just made out of the Bookpage. And then I attached a button right here. And what it does is, what you would do is you would glue this pocket down to make it a tuck spot. So you would glue here and down at the bottom. So then this wraps around. And this is for the inside of the page. So basically what you would want to do is reverse that. So say I had it like this in the beginning. So right here you would undo it. This is your tuck spot. So you would have it glued here and here, and you would have your tuck spot, and then you have your little pocket in the front. Then you would flip this around because that's glued down. You'd flip your page and move these ones out of the way. You slide this up. You would pull this down, and then this is a little notebook. Now, mind you, this is tucked down, attached, so it wouldn't move. And then you would have your little notebook, and you could journal on that. And then you flip it back up, and you would flip your page back around, and you would tie it off. So if I were to make these, which I'm going to show you how to make that version today, is I would make it to where the eyelet is on the one that is attached to your page. That way, when you go to undo it over here, then it'll flip down and then you just put it back up. So you learn as you go. I made several of them. I made three more, and they're made the same exact way as this one. But today I'm going to show you how to make it. Now that I've used them on a book page, it makes more sense to do it that way. So we're going to make it a little different, but the same. So this version, I did different things inside of them. So we'll see what I did in this one. Some of them are the same, and then, okay, this one is a pocket the whole way down. So you got a pocket here, here, here. You know, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you have 8 little individual pockets to stuff something cute inside of there. So that's that one. And then let's move these two up here. This one I have a little tuck spot right here, and you can bring all of that ahead, and then you can journal on top of it, and then it just gets tucked up underneath this little tab just to hold it in place. So that's this one. And then this one, you have your button on here. And this one turned out really cute. It's a flip down, and then this has the little tab here too. And it's a little notebook as well. And I just put little punches of flowers on the edge of the page. I just think it looks really cute that way. I put a little butterfly up there, and I hung a little butterfly from the tab as well. That one turned out super cute. That's what we're going to make today. I hope that made sense. Hopefully you'll follow along with me and we'll create one of these together. So I got one already cut out, and I did cut out a a couple more. But with this one, I forgot to leave the pocket. So I want to put a pocket on it. So I want to show you how to do that. So we're going to take, oh, they'd be the same flower. Okay, we'll take these two. And then I'll show you on that one as well. But this one won't have a pocket in the front. We might be able to add one to it. Okay, so what we're going to need is, I already attached these ones down. I'll ink around this one. I inked around this one. We're going to attach this one down to the book page. You set these over here. So you're going to want to need some wet glue, and you're going to want to go around the outside of the flower. Let me bring this back over here. Maybe you could see a little bit better. So you want to go around the outside of the flower. Get all around it, because these are really intricate, I think is what the word is. Good. I'm gonna lay that down. You want to burnish it. And then we're going to cut it out. Might leave the pocket on here. We can always cut it off if we don't like it. Almost cut it off. Okay. So what I do is I'm going to fold this up a little bit more than what I would normally, because the image of the flower is smaller. So we're going to glue this down. This gives extra strength to your top of your pocket. Glue the sides. Before I glue that down, let me ink the top of that. There we go. So we have a tiny little pocket in the front. That'll work out. Now I'm just going to take some Distress Vintage Photo Oxide. Ink around the edge real quick. just to basically take off that white edge. Now I'm going to go over the ends. I'm just going to take a piece of tape, lay it on top of there. There we go. Just looks collaged on there. Okay, so then what's on the other? Oh, I already put the book page on there. Go around the outside of this tape a little bit. Want to blend it in. There we go. Okay, I'm happy with that. So then next, what we're going to do is, which one? Okay, this one's going to be held down. So we want the eyelet on this one. Let me look at my, yeah, no. We want the eyelet on this one. First, we're going to attach these together. So what you're going to do is, it's this one. We're going to see this one. So ink's the inside of the one with the pocket. I think that's why I left a pocket on it, so I could remember which side you were going to work with and see. Okay, so then we're going to lay this out. No, we're going to lay this on top of each other. These ones are the same, but if they're not the same width, like some of mine weren't, I just laid them on top of each other and centered them. We're going to take our fabric, and I went this side up. I think it doesn't matter. So I'm going to take my score tape, cut the edge off straight, and I'm going to go along the edge here of this one, not quite to the end. I'm going to go in a little bit, just in case this is bigger than my project. And then at the very end, I'm going to do the same thing. Take a little bit more off of that. Okay. And then we're going to do the same thing over here. By the end, not quite. About a 1/16 to an 1/8 of an inch. Sorry if I'm moving around. Not working with it. I gotta lift that up again. Cut that straight. Alright, there we go. That's for that one. And then while we're at it, we're going to do this one at the same time. I feel that if I do both of them along the same steps at the same time, you get to see them and it doesn't take me as long. So we're going to fold this one up. About right there. Gonna glue that. I'm gonna ink this edge. Glue the sides. And there we go. I'm gonna ink around the sides of this one just to get rid of that white edge. We're gonna see the back of this one, so we're gonna ink up around it. Okay, and then just lightly go over this, just to take off a little bit of the edge. There we go. And then we're going to put this one together as well. This one's a little bit taller. Okay, so then this is the piece of cloth that I did. I'm going to cut this to size, and I'll be right back. Okay, so then what we're gonna do is I'm gonna burnish these down real good. We're gonna peel one of them off. You want a certain side towards a certain way of the fabric, then decide which side you want on each side. This is how I did it the last time. So you take your first one, I'm going to turn it around, I'm going to line it up. There we go. Take that off. And we're going to lay this one on top. That we know it's straight. And fold your other one up. So there we go. Now inside of here, what we're going to do is take some of the Holtz Washi and get my clippings off my scissors. Okay, we're going to put this in the middle. Exactly straight on there. Try to fix this with this side. There we go. Okay, so that strengthens it up. And we got that far so far. You're not going to see that that's off even if it is, because it's going to be on one side and the other, so it's not too important, but I like to try to do the best I can. So then we're going to take these and take this one. I think I want this side to show on this one. Peel our backing off. I think I'm just going to line it up on here. No, better just do it this way. Okay. There we go. Take this one. Actually, I'm going to line it up on top of this one. And I'm just going to fold over. Now, this side is going to be attached to the page. I do have some tape that's hanging out. That's fine. Okay. So since this one's going to be attached to the page, we want the eyelet to be on the one that's attached to the page. So let's see here. I inked both sides on this one. This one has the pocket. And that one's going to flip down. So we want the eyelets on the ones that don't have the pocket. But before we do that, actually with this tape, I'm going to put this piece inside, and that might end up covering it up. Good. I don't think it will because I just cut it to size. There we go. Okay, so then these are the side. This is the side we want the eyelet. So I'm thinking I put the eyelet up here, and I'll just probably do the opposite. Got my eyelets. Got my crocodile. Don't know if I'll be able to do this on camera or not. I'll try. Just, you want it close enough for, I'm going to attach kind of like a jump ring, but it opens. And I got that from Jessica Arit. 2 silver oranges. She showed them not that long ago. Yeah, I'm gonna have to finish this out off the camera. on camera. I just don't have the strength to show you. I'll be right back. I'll do this one off camera too. Okay. So I got the eyelets on there. Now what we're going to do is decide what we want on these. So these will be flipped around to where when they flip down, we'll put what we want on there. Probably do a notepad. I'll probably might do pockets on this one and a notepad on this one. So the notepad, see how wide this is. It is 2 1/4, so we're just going to do 2 inches. The length I'm not worried about. So we'll cut these down to 2. Well, how's everybody doing? I hope doing well. My apologies for not asking sooner. It is Wednesday for me. You probably won't see this for a while. I've been trying to film ahead. I'm trying to have videos out once a day for the week, and then I take the weekends off. Not really, but by filming, I don't post videos on the weekend. Or, you know, here and there I might, but for the most part, I'm gonna post during the week. And then that's my goal for now. We'll see how long it lasts. Hopefully my health can hang in there. So far, doing pretty good. I got my grandson today. Oop. Let's see here. I just changed the blade in this, so I don't understand why it's messing with me. The bigger ones we're gonna make into a pocket. What I'm gonna do is probably 1 inch. Fold that up. Varnish this down. Okay, won't need those ones. And bring this over. Lay that down. Okay, I'm going to sew this on and I'll be right back. Actually, before I do that, I'm going to take Actually, I'm going to sew this bottom one on, and then I'll be right back. I'm going to show you what I'm going to do first, and then I'll be right back. Okay, so then now that we have this on, I'm going to have to pull this down a little bit. And I'm going to glue it. So you can get into that top pocket, because if not, you're not going to get in there. Now these ones, I'm going to take my, I don't want to mess it up, it's already attached. That's why, there we go. Not over as far though. You know, it might not all be lined up, but that's okay. We had fun trying. Give it some character. Okay, I'm gonna finish sewing this down and I'll be right back. Okay, so what do you guys think? I really like it. I was gonna sew on the top, but I have that tape up there, just to tie it in on the front. But then we have the pocket down at the bottom too. So if I would have done that, I probably would have sewed my pocket shut. Okay. I think it looks cute. So we got our pockets. Let's see here. Got this one, that one, and that one. So my pockets are off just a little bit. I don't know if you can see that. But it is what it is. We're good. Okay. So then we're done with that one for now. Let's work on this one. We're gonna basically do the same thing. This one I'm probably gonna, and it's, this one I use the heavier vellum, and this one is the lightweight vellum. Okay. We're gonna go really close on these ones. Maybe then I can put a whole bunch of them in there, because this is thin. There we go. And sew this one in. Okay, so my sewing machine was having a little difficulty sewing through this. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add this piece of tape up here at the top. Wrap it around. And then we're going to glue it on. I'll use some Fabri-Tac. And it didn't line up very well as far as the paper pad, but you know what? I like the irregularity to it because it just gives it character. And then it makes me feel better that no. I really do think that it gives it character. And, you know, it's handmade. We need to quit stressing over being what's out of our hands, really. Things are going to happen, and you really can't get too worked up over it every time it does. We try our best, and that's all that really matters. At least I do, and I'm not gonna worry about it too much if it doesn't end up being exactly what I thought I wanted it to be, or, you know, who has time for that? We're having fun making whatever we're making, and that's all that truly matters. At least for me it does. And don't stress over the little stuff. This one little piece is driving me crazy. It's flying away on me. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. You don't have to do this, but I'm gonna ink up the edges. Just helps define them a little bit. If you like it not inked up, then don't ink it up. I think it just adds a little bit more character to it. You could go through and stencil these. I think vellum looks so pretty stenciled. You know, another thing vellum looks pretty is if you print on it. I haven't done that for a while. Yeah, so I think with these flipping up like that, what we're going to do is probably put a paper clip. Maybe we should make a really pretty one with some scrap pieces. I got these die cuts. They're from Holtz. Okay. I always take these and cut a strip of them off. So we'll see if they work. And I was gonna get rid of them, and then I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just repurpose them. Put that down the center. We're gonna glue this one down. This one. Okay. And I'm going to glue these together. These are Tim Holtz, the lacy dies. It's just the pieces that I cut off of them. And this is just a scrap piece of paper. That's why you just keep all your scraps. You just never know. Yeah, I like that better. See some of that yellow. Cover it all up. Then we're going to take a paper clip. Put it on our scrap piece of cardstock. Let me move this out of the way. Now we're going to flip it over. We're going to glue around this. Glue all over this. And with that butterfly, I'm not going to be able to cut it. So we're going to have to judge here. Usually I would cut around it, but it's all good. Just center that up. I don't want that die cut hanging off because it might get caught up on something. And that's how you make an altered paper clip. My way. No, that's usually how I see people making them. So we're going to ink up around this big butterfly a little bit. I wasn't too concerned about it, so I didn't really mess with it much. Then we can get this fly away from stopping. And this will just add a little bit of bulk. Make sure that's glued down. I have to clip this a little bit. Until you use it once or twice, it might not want to work for you. Yeah, it turned out super cute. I love it. A little bit. This is what we got going on here. I don't know. Should we add something to our little pockets? I think I'm just gonna leave it. This video is probably getting fairly warm. You know what? We might want to make the outside pretty instead of the inside. So we could flip this around and put this on the outside instead. Alright, so then we're going to put our button on here. We need to do that. I'm going to put right here. And then put this one here. And put this one down here. Get my little needle book. I made this following Nick the Booksmith's tutorial, how she made hers. Oh, should have put my button on first. Oh, man. Might have to put my button up here. You know what? I'm gonna have to put my button on something else and then glue it on. I think I'm gonna put it on a tab. Because I can glue it on the paper in the back, glue it on the front, and then it won't interfere with the project, and it's still secured. Yeah, before you do your pocket, this one won't matter as much because I did a notebook, but if you're doing pockets, make sure you do your closure over here. Does not have to be a button. You can do whatever you want. I chose a button because I thought it would be fun. But you don't have to choose a button. So I'm going to sew this on. Then I'm going to take some Holtz Washi, cover it up. Little piece off over here, it's hanging off. Okay. Then we're going to glue this on to the front here. like a tub. It'd be super cute. So, I mean, mistake might have turned into a happy accident. I'm going to tie this off. I'm going to sew the button on over here. And I'll glue that one on here in a minute. Let me get this one sewn on. So then I'm going to tie this off at the bottom here. Oh, come on. Okay, so I took a piece of Tim Holtz tape and I'm gonna put it up at the top here just to secure that, especially with it being open and us seeing it. And it'll tie into what I used at the top there. So this one is done for now. Kind of like that being kind of, so you could see part of the flower. Okay, so then here we're going to take this, let me ink it up a little bit. And we're going to glue this onto the side. Okay. Right about here. Might interfere with your pocket just a little bit, but should be okay. I like it. It turned out cute. I wish I would have turned that around and had the blue, but it looks cute. Looks super cute. We have a little pocket down there. I used my little tag that I had there. Well, it wasn't really a tag, but got our little tuck spot right there. Right here. Okay, so then the last thing we need to do is, this is just wax linen thread. It's really thin. I'm going to tie a charm on to the bottom here. Butterfly over there. So we're going to take the dragonfly, just tie this on real quick, maybe. And then we're going to take one of these jump rings. They kind of have like a clasp lobster claw kind of deal on them. And you have a hole where you can tie on a charm. And then this side just gets attached to your eyelet. So you can remove it if you want. And then this will wrap around the page, up over the page, and then it'll come and attach to your button. So then let's do this side. Attach our butterfly, and get our little lobster claw jump ring, and then we're going to attach it up here. And I'll go up over the page. And your button's right here. And there we go. So we got two of them. And that's how that'll work. So then when you have it attached to your page over here, then you will just unhook it. This will go off to the side. And then you can fold it down, get into what you want, and then close it back up. Same with this side. You can undo it, fold it down, journal what you want, and fold it back up. And then you can just tie it back off. And there you go. So let me know what you guys think. I had fun creating these. I hope you guys enjoyed it as well. I will be back with another video. But until then, please like, share, subscribe, and I will see you when I see ya. Later.